Here's what we look for in acquisitions. Now, importantly, we pass way more than we say yes. And that's because we have a very clear buy box of things that we want to see inside an acquisition. And when we see those things, we start to get excited. And when we don't, we just say no. The problem is a bad acquisition with the wrong ingredients can slow your business down. What I would look for today would be $5 million in revenue or more in a market that we don't currently serve, but in the Midwest, primarily service or residential replacement, a strong emphasis on plumbing so that we have stable revenue, ideally on the same CRM that we use, and with a strong gross margin. What we've learned is that some things matter and some things don't. So if I'm looking at an add-on acquisition, some of the things that don't matter, hey, what are they paying for marketing? What does their software stack look like? What does their equipment pricing look like? What does their insurance look like? Those are things that get replaced immediately upon me taking them over. I buy materials way better. Our software pricing is better. We know how to market better. So some of that stuff is just an irrelevant cost that it's kind of interesting to note what they pay. I'll give you an example. We're looking at an acquisition right now, and we very literally pay 50% less in HVAC equipment than they do. The biggest red flags that we have learned to avoid is underinvestment in technology, underinvestment in fleet, new construction, and very low gross margin. So the two underinvestments make probably a lot of sense. It just means that aside from the acquisition price, we're going to have a bunch of change costs as we catch the business up to where it's supposed to be. The other two might be a little bit more nuanced. For some people, new construction is a great thing. For us, it is not at all. Our plan is very literally to walk in the door and shut down new construction day one. We are just not going to participate in it. Now, what we've learned from low gross margin, you can fix low gross margin. You can walk in there, you can raise pricing, you can do whatever you want. But if it's too low, that's a danger zone. So if you're buying an HVAC company and they're a 30% gross margin business, what that means is their customers will have sticker shock when you take their $2,000 furnace replacement to $6,000. So we've learned this a few times where, hey, I can fix this business. We know how to run a higher gross margin business than this, so let's buy it for cheap and then let's fix it. And again, you can do it. It's just a lot of brain damage that might actually just slow you down. What I have learned to value more and more over time is the owner themselves. There were some red flags that I missed of how the owner talked about their team, and I didn't think it mattered as much as it really did, because at the end of the day, they're the culture driver of that team. So if the owner doesn't have anything positive to say about his team, then really what kind of culture has he built? So just be really cautious as you listen to the owner. Now, some of the things that we look for in every deal, is there a little bit of a seller's note? Are they willing to put their money where their mouth is? Do they have somewhat clean financials? Do they have good relationships? Are they COD? And those are a few of the other things that we're looking for in acquisitions. When we were growing, we were buying deals that were under $1 million of revenue. We bought a bunch at like between $1 and $2 million of revenue, and that's totally okay. For us today, that wouldn't move the needle as much, but when we were under $10 million, those were impactful acquisitions that moved the business forward. So depending on where you are, the facts just change. I would love to know what's inside your buy box as you're looking for acquisitions inside your industry. And make sure you like and sub for more.